He snapped his fingers before the plate even touched the table. "Take it back," the man said coldly. "This is not what I ordered." The restaurant went quiet in that uncomfortable way. Silverware pausing mid-air, conversation shrinking into whispers. The steak was cooked exactly as requested. Medium rare. Perfect, say. But he didn't even cut into it. Maya stopped, holding the tray steady despite the sting in her wrist. She'd carried heavy plates for 6 hours straight already. Her smile didn't vanish, but it tightened. "I'm sorry, sir," she said gently. "Tell me what's wrong and I'll fix it immediately." "Everything is wrong," he replied. "Do you normally serve disappointment with garnish?" A couple at the next table glanced over. Her co-worker Jamal mouthed, "I'll take it," but Maya gave a small shake of her head. She had this table. She would finish it. "Would you like it more done?" she asked. "I'd like competence," he said. Inside, her chest burned. Outside, she nodded. "I'll have it remade." He leaned back, studying her, not like a customer, but like an examiner, measuring, recording. Most people didn't notice when they were being studied. Maya did. In the kitchen, the chef swore under his breath. There was nothing wrong with that plate. "I know," she said softly. "Please, just redo it." "You're too nice," Jamal muttered. "One day these rich bullies will meet the wrong server." Maya answered quietly, "I'm not nice. I'm professional. There's a difference." When she returned, he had rearranged the tableware into perfect alignment. Fork, knife, spoon squared like geometry. "Try again," she said. He cut into the steak this time. Chewed slowly. No expression. "Acceptable," he said at last. Not thank you. Not a nod. A verdict. The dinner rush thickened. Orders stacked. A child spilled juice across the aisle, and Maya cleaned it between trips. An elderly woman needed her pills opened. Maya helped her too. Each time she passed his table, she could feel his eyes tracking her. Not her body, not her face, her choices. He ordered dessert and then complained it was too sweet. He ordered coffee and said it was too hot. He asked for lemon, then said it was too sour. Not loud enough to get thrown out, just precise enough to apply pressure. "Sir," Maya finally said quietly, leaning in, voice steady but human, "I want to give you good service. Help me understand what would make this experience better for you." For the first time, his expression shifted. "Honesty," he said. "You're getting it," she replied. "Most people fake politeness for tips," he said. "Most people can tell," she answered. A flicker, almost approval, crossed his face. The bill came to $186. He paid in cash. He stood up without another word and walked out. Jamal rushed over and grabbed the check presenter. "Please tell me the dragon left treasure," he said, opening it. He blinked. Then he laughed, sharp and disbelieving. "No way." Maya took it. $5 on a $186 bill. Around them, reaction sparked instantly. "That's evil." What a jerk. After all that, her manager sighed. "It happens. Let it go." But Maya didn't move. She stared at the $5 bill like it was trying to say something. Not cheap, intentional. Not careless, deliberate. "He wanted a reaction," she said quietly. "Then don't give him one," the manager replied. But she removed the bill, folded it once, and walked toward the door. "Maya," Jamal called, "don't. It's not worth it." She answered without toning. Dignity is always worth $5. Outside, the man hadn't left. He stood beside a modest gray sedan. Too modest for his watch, too modest for his posture. He checked the time like a surgeon between procedures. "So," he toned, no surprise in his eyes. He'd expected her. She held out the folded bill. "You forgot this." "I didn't," he said. "I know," she replied. "That's why I'm returning it." "Are you refusing my tip?" "I'm correcting it." His gaze sharpened. "Explain." Her voice stayed calm, but her pulse was loud in her ears. "A tip is appreciation," she said. This was a message. I don't accept messages disguised as money. And what message was that? That you wanted to see whether I'd bow, beg, or break. And you chose? None. A long silence stretched between them, filled with distant traffic and restaurant noise behind the glass. Most people, he said, would be angry. I am, she answered. Most would hide it. I'm not most people. Clearly. He stepped closer, not threatening, evaluating. Tell me, he said, what do you think of a man who tests strangers? She met his eyes fully now. I think he's been lied to so often he doesn't recognize truth unless it hurts. That landed. She saw it land. Something old and guarded shifted behind his stare. You're bold, he said. I'm tired, she replied. There's a difference. Do you know who I am? No. Would it change your answer? No. He almost smiled. Keep the money, he said. No, she answered. Because if I take it, you win the wrong lesson. And what lesson is that? That people can be measured cheaply. And they can't. No, she said softly. Only cheaply bought. For the first time, he had no immediate reply. A black car turned a corner and slowed near them. Not a taxi, not rideshare. A quiet, expensive vehicle pretending not to be expensive. It waited. She noticed, logged it, said nothing. I'll ask one more question, he said. Why work here? Because it pays now, she said. Not later. Now matters. What would you do if money didn't matter? Sleep, she said instantly, then smiled. Then open a small community kitchen. Charity. Respect, she corrected. People deserve to eat without being judged. His jaw tightened at that, like she'd pressed a bruise he forgot he had. What's your name? He asked. Maya. He nodded once, committing it to memory like a password. Good night, Maya. Good night, so. She went back inside without looking back. Through the restaurant window, he watched her return to work. Same pace, same tone, same care, as if nothing significant had happened. He spoke quietly as he entered the waiting black car. Call David, he said. Tomorrow morning. Yes, so. And pull the current draft of my will. The driver glanced in the mirror. That was not a normal after-dinner instruction. Yes, so. The billionaire leaned back, eyes distant now. Add a new variable, he murmured. I think I just met it. If you have watched to this point, like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more content. Maya didn't notice the black car watching the restaurant for another full minute after she went back inside. By then, she was already carrying 2 plates, apologizing to table 12, and laughing gently at a joke she didn't have the energy to hear. But inside the car, Victor Hale, worth more than the building she worked in, replayed every word she said like courtroom evidence. I don't accept messages disguised as money. No hesitation. No trembling voice. No performance. Truth, clean and unpolished. He tapped his finger once on the leather armrest. Background, he said. The driver spoke softly into his headset. On Maya, restaurant server. Full profile. Victor closed his eyes. For months, advisors had paraded good people in front of him, foundation directors, heirs, board candidates, even distant relatives suddenly compassionate after learning his health had become unpredictable. Every smile had calculation behind it. Every kindness had timing. He'd started testing strangers because strangers had no incentive to lie well. Yet most still did. She was angry, he murmured. Yes, sir, the driver asked. But she didn't sell the anger. She owned it. The car pulled into traffic. Back inside, the rush finally broke. Chairs emptied. Lights softened. The staff exhaled together like survivors of a small storm. Jamal slid into the booth across from Maya as she counted receipts. You chase him outside, he said. I've never seen that. He invited it, she answered, with a $5 insult, with a $5 question. What question? She stacked the bills. What kind of person are you when nobody's rewarding you? And what kind are you? Still deciding, she said quietly. He studied her. You know he was baiting you. I know. You know rich men like that don't change. She looked up. People don't change when no one tells them the truth. And you think you told him the truth. I think I told him mine. The manager approached. Maya, next time, let it go, okay? Not every customer deserves a lesson. Agreed, she said, but every worker deserves self-respect. He sighed, not angry, just tired. Go home. You carried tonight. Outside, she checked her phone. One message from the pharmacy, prescription delayed again. Another from her younger brother, power might get cut tomorrow. She closed her eyes briefly. Okay, she whispered to herself, one step at a time. Across the city, Victor did not go home. He went to his office. At 10:40 p.m., lights turned on across the top floor of Hale Tower. His legal director, David Lynn, arrived 20 minutes later in a coat thrown over pajamas and irritation. This better be urgent, David said, entering with a tablet. You don't summon a state council at night unless someone died or you did. Victor poured 2 glasses of water. Sit. That's never reassuring. I want to change my will. David blinked once. You changed it 3 weeks ago. I want to change it again. Because my model is incomplete. David sat slowly. Your model. I've been choosing heirs based on competence and loyalty. That's standard. It's insufficient. Based on what new data? Victor answered calmly. A waitress. David stared at him. I'm going to need more than that. She returned a $5 tip. That's a trigger. No. Her refusal, and the reason. David opened the tablet. Explain. Victor repeated the exchange almost word for word. Not theatrically. Precisely. Like testimony. When he finished, David leaned back. You're not adding a waitress to a multi-billion estate because she gave you a good line. I'm not, Victor said. I'm adding a character criterion the candidates must meet. And how does she relate to that? She didn't optimize for gain. That's rare, David admitted. She optimized for truth under disadvantage. Rarer. Victor leaned forward. Run her background. We already are, I assume, David said dryly. Victor didn't smile. If it comes back clean, I'm creating a discretionary legacy branch. That's a large move based on a small encounter. Small encounters reveal default settings, Victor said. Boardrooms reveal rehearsals. David studied him carefully now. You're serious? Yes. Then I'll need justification language. Victor didn't hesitate. Write this. Character proven without incentive shall outrank loyalty proven with reward. David typed slowly. You're rewriting philosophy, not paperwork. Good, Victor said. Paper follows philosophy. The report came back at 12:12 a.m. David read it first. No criminal record. No civil disputes. Community college honors. Dropped out final year. Why? Mother's medical collapse. Took over financial support. Victor's eyes sharpened. Debt? Yes. Not defaulted. Managed. Complaints from employers? None. Actually, multiple commendations. Pattern of conflict? Only one note. Refused a large cash tip from a customer who made inappropriate comments. Manager confirmed. Victor exhaled once through his nose, almost satisfaction. She's consistent, David admitted. Yes. You want to meet her again? No, that's unusual for you. If she knows, the data changes. David nodded slowly. Blind integrity test. Exactly. What are you adding to the will, specifically? A conditional scholarship fund, a business grant pool, named trigger beneficiary, anonymous until activation. That's creative. Victor looked out over the sleeping city. She said something else. He murmured. What? People deserve to eat without being judged. David shrugged lightly. Compassion statement. No, Victor said. Operating principle. The next 3 days, Maya forgot him. Not emotionally, logistically. Life crowded him out. The pharmacy called again. Her landlord knocked. Her brother's school demanded fees. Stress didn't arrive as drama. It arrived as numbers. On the fourth day, a man in a navy suit came into the restaurant at 2:15 p.m. During the slow hour, he didn't order. He asked for her by name. "I'm at work," Maya said carefully. "Is there a problem?" "No problem," he said gently. "A delivery." "I didn't order anything." "It's not a package. It's a message." "I don't accept messages disguised as money," she said automatically. His eyebrow lifted slightly. "Good. Then you'll like this. It's disguised as paperwork." Her guard rose instantly. From who? From a law office. Her first thought, medical debt. Her second, identity mistake. "I can't leave my shift," she said. "You won't need to. I only need 5 minutes." "Everyone says that." "I bill by the hour," he replied calmly. "I don't waste minutes." She studied him, posture, tone, shoes, eyes. Not sales, not threat, procedure. "Fine," she said. 5. They sat at table 9. "My name is David Lynn," he said. "I represent Victor Hale." She searched her memory. Nothing. Should I know him? "Yes," David said. "But you don't. That's why this works." Her pulse ticked up. "I'm listening." "I'm listening," Maya repeated, fingers folded so he wouldn't see the tension in them. David Lynn placed a slim fold on the table, but didn't open it yet. 4 nights ago, you returned a $5 tip to a difficult customer. Her eyes narrowed slightly. "This is a complaint, I assume." "No, because if it is, I'd like it noted he insulted the steak, the dessert, the coffee, and possibly oxygen." David almost smiled. "It's not a complaint." "Then what is it?" "It's a consequence." "That sounds worse." "For most people, yes." She leaned back. "Say it straight." "The man you spoke to was Victor Hale." She waited. David waited. Nothing changed on her face, and that alone confirmed half of what he needed to know. "Okay," she said calmly. "And Victor Hale is one of the wealthiest private owners in the country." She blinked once. "You're serious?" "Very." She let out a slow breath. "Then he can afford better steak." David laughed before he could stop himself. "A real one. That," he said, "is exactly why I'm here." "I don't understand." "He runs character tests. Quiet ones. You passed." "I wasn't taking a test." "Exactly." She tapped the table once. "If this is a hidden camera show, I'm going back to work." "It isn't. No publicity. No recording. No trap." "Then what does passing a stranger's personality quiz get me?" "Nothing automatically," David said, "but it triggered a review." "Of what?" "A will." That word landed heavier than money. She frowned. "That's not funny." "I'm not joking. People don't rewrite wills because of waitresses." "People don't," David agreed. "Victor Hale does." She searched his face for performance, found none. "What exactly changed?" she asked quietly. He added a discretionary legacy branch, tied to demonstrated integrity under disadvantage. "That sounds like lawyer poetry." "It is," he said, "but it's enforceable. And it involves me how? You are the benchmark case." She stared at him. "I don't want his money." "Good," David said, "because this isn't a gift." "Then what is it?" "It's an opportunity, if you choose to accept it." She almost laughed. That sounded rehearsed. It was. He opened the folder and turned it toward her. Inside were documents, foundation drafts, scholarship structures, small business grant frameworks. "A funded community kitchen initiative," he said, seeded immediately, expanded upon his death. Her throat tightened before she could stop it. "I never told him that plan," she whispered. "You did," David said softly. "In the parking lot." She swallowed. People say things. He invests in what they say when it costs them something. Her voice dropped. "What's the catch?" "Governance board seat. Operational input. Full transparency audits. That's not a catch. That's a job. Yes. I already have 2. This one pays differently. I'm not quitting to run a billionaire's guilt project. You wouldn't be allowed to, David said. Condition 1, you keep your current work for at least 6 months. She blinked. Why? To prevent incentive distortion. She let out a breath. He really does test people. Relentlessly. Does he always win? Not often, David said. He did this time. She pushed the folder back slightly. Why me? Because you didn't perform dignity. You enforced it. Her eyes burned now, but she held steady. What if I say no? Then nothing happens. No penalty. No persuasion campaign. He never contacts you again. And if I say yes? You helped design something you already believed should exist. Places where people eat without being judged. Silence stretched between them. Full, electric. Jamal peeked from the counter, eyes wide. She gave a tiny hand signal. Later, does he want to meet me again? She asked. No. Why? He said if you knew, the result would be contaminated. That's insulting. It's statistically correct. She almost smiled despite herself. Can I ask you something? She said. Of course. Is he a good man? David answered carefully. He is a man trying to become one before time runs out. That answer felt true. She looked down at the papers again, not dazzled, not greedy, measuring weight, not shine. My mom used to say, Maya whispered, that money shows who gets listened to. David nodded, and I think character shows who should be. He closed the folder gently. Then you understand why you're here. She met his eyes. I'll do it, but on one condition. I'm listening. No press. No naming rights with his face on walls. No charity theater. David smiled slowly. You negotiate like someone with experience. I negotiate like someone tired of pretending help is kindness when it's branding. I'll approve that, he said, personally. Not you, she replied. Him. He already did. Her composure cracked just enough for one breath to shake. When does this start? She asked. It already did, David said. The fund is active as of this morning. She covered her mouth briefly, not crying, but close. Why would he trust me with this much? David stood. Because you returned $5, he said, and kept your price. He left a card on the table and walked out without ceremony. Maya sat still for a full 10 seconds. Then Jamal rushed over. If that was a lawsuit, you looked too calm. It wasn't. Then what was it? She exhaled slowly. Something expensive. Good expensive or scary expensive? Yes. Weeks later, in a glass office high above the city, David placed a final document on Victor Hale's desk. It's done, he said. Victor read the clause silently. Character proven without incentive shall outrank loyalty proven with reward. Foundational assets allocated accordingly. Is she participating? Victor asked. Yes. Did she ask for money? No. Victor nodded once. That mattered most. What condition did she add? He asked. No publicity. A faint, satisfied smile appeared. Of course she did. David studied him. You're leaving a meaningful percentage to this structure. I'm leaving a meaningful percentage of proof, Victor said. From a parking lot conversation. From a truth delivered without leverage. He signed. Ink settled destiny with a thin black line. Funny, David said lightly. All this because of $5. Victor capped the pen. No, he replied quietly. All this because you wouldn't take it. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.